Sorry, you're on mute.
Okay, okay. Very good morning to one and all present here. I welcome you all for the phase 3, a short-term training program. So amidst us, we have a very energetic, soft-spoken person. None other than she is Lata Krishna Kumar ma'am. She's owning her Lacris Consultancy Services from Bangalore. So today's session is about forum discussion on handling classroom challenges. Now I would like to call upon our head of the department, Dr. P. Priyadarshini ma'am, to have a short brief of our today's session speaker, Lata Krishna Kumar ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Kavita. So, good morning to all the participants, and I extend a warm welcome to the speaker of the day, Lata Krishna Kumar, and I extend my welcome to all the participants. I take an immense pleasure in introducing Lata Krishna Kumar to the forum. So, she is the founder of Lacris Consultancy in Karnataka, and ma'am has 20 years of experience in teaching and training, and she has trained people, that is executives, right from junior level executives to senior level executives, and she has been a trainer of shipyard and navy yard at Goa, a remarkable note of her profile. And she was an in-house trainer of Sutherland slash support and accent, and she is very much known for her gap analysis and learning and development. Her topics of specialization are employee engagement, creativity, time management, interpersonal skills, communication, team building, and it goes on. And yeah, the testimonial of her states that she's the walking calling card of her work.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
That is true. She teaches what she practices what she teaches, and yes, yes. Is it okay now, Kavita?
Now it's okay.
Is
Now
it?
it's okay. Now it's okay.
Sorry, Lata ma'am. And sorry. Yeah, very sorry. Yeah. Now is it fine? Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
She is very much known for her patience and composure that I could see right now. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Lata ma'am, for joining with us. And over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Priyadarshini, ma'am, and Kavita, ma'am. Been very generous with your words. I don't know how deserving I am of those words, but you definitely did make me feel good. And thank you so much for that. So, uh, very briefly now, I don't want to get on with myself because introduction has been done very nicely and I couldn't say more. So I would assume that now that we know each other, we can start. But before that, before we start, I see a lot of participants here. Can somebody come and tell me what what you have learned? I see that a lot of talk has been said on emotional intelligence, self-awareness, self-management. A lot of talk has already been done. So I just, for me to know where you are, if one of you could just tell me what you have taken away from those sessions, very briefly, very briefly. I see a lot of wonderful people out here. Um, I think I'll just take the liberty of pulling somebody out. Let's see, Dr. Anbaragan, sir, would you be kind enough to just give us an overview?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Dr. Anbazhagan from
Yes.
Alagappa University.
Wonderful. Nice. We would be
Yes, ma'am.
really nice and
Yes,
happy if we could see you as well.
yes, sir. Actually, I'm engaging the classes to PG
Okay.
level course.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. Enough.
Uh, yes. Now, Doctor, could you please tell us on all these previous sessions, what is it that you have taken away, like in terms of emotional intelligence? And there have been very eminent speakers talking. I mean, were you
Yes,
privileged
ma'am.
to
I
attend
acquire.
any?
Yes, I acquire a lot of information past two bases in the emotional intelligence
Mhm.
related content. Yes, really am useful in my future classes. Yes, how to handle the both online and physical classes. So really,
Wonderful.
yes,
Because this
thank
is
you.
something really new, isn't it? Like
Yes,
we've always been teaching, but this is a new aspect for us.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Fine, thank you.
Thank
Ma'am,
you so much.
this is Sathya Narayanan. I
Yes.
would say all these classes made me aware of myself, or rather, to be very short, I would say how to enjoy and live in the present.
Wonderful. I'm so happy you said that. It is the essence of what we are going to do today. Just enjoy, be in the moment. It's almost like your Zen meditation. That's all emotional intelligence is all about. It's very close to your Zen meditation. Be in the present, feel the present, you know, just absorb the present. That's what it is. And you said it very beautifully. Just enjoy. Anybody else? I'm beginning to see a lot of interesting answers. Yes. Any other? So we had Satyanarayan saying that it's just enjoy the present. Any other takeaways we would like to share? Okay, so I'll take it, and please feel free to use the chat box if you're comfortable sharing in the chat box. I'm okay with that too. Okay, so let us start this session. It's not a session. I wouldn't like to call it a session. It's a forum. We have learned a lot of things. What I would like to bring out here is the learning, a culmination of all our learnings. Okay, a sharing, a connect, and learning from each other. So let me call myself a facilitator for the day. Yes, and I will facilitate our learning as a whole. Is that okay with all of you? Can I proceed, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So that's how we're going to do it. Now, before we start, let me give you what a very brief of what was done till now. Emotional intelligence, the word itself is very strange in these days because now we are connecting with technology. And the more we connect with technology, the more we feel the importance of emotions. That's a little strange, isn't it? Because one side we are automating everything, one side we want to rely on machines. At the same time, we want to feel the connect with another human being. So emotional intelligence has never been more rampant and needed than today. Today, it is needed most. Because if you see, till about 25 years ago, we had a very strong emotional net with us. We had our joint families, we had people, there to take care of us. But today, the whole setup is different. We are living in nuclear families. We need that emotional connect. We are living in the same house, but to get that connection is difficult. And now, today, right, all of you very, very eminent professors sitting out here, it's a good example. We are here, but the same feeling. Now, what you're feeling today is exactly what your students would probably feel on day one. I'm sure you can connect now. The feeling of, should I come on video? Should I speak? Should I share what I've learned? What will other people think of me? What if I share and it is not what they want to hear? These are the emotions right now running in our head, right? I would need a response, please. What do you say, Mahesh? Is Mahesh there on the call? Sabita? Okay. Am I audible? Because I'm beginning to wonder if I'm audible. I am audible, right? Thank you so much. So, whatever I've said till now, does it connect with you? Does it feel that yes, somewhere there's a connection? Dr. Ubale?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now I'm going to tell you a story, a story. And I want you to tell me what you understand from this story. This is city, New York, very, very posh, very famous city in America. And they have a lot of underground, the metro connectivity there is very nice. I'm sure most of you know that. I don't have to tell you. So there was this person sitting, and you know how people travel in metros, very quiet. Nobody looks up. Everybody has their mobile, their books, their newspapers in their own world. And in a station, suddenly, the door opens and there are 3 4 kids rushing in, and a father accompanying them, and the father just comes and sits in the nearest place that's available, and these kids are creating a ruckus. They're running helter skelter. They're creating so much of noise. People are making faces, the kind of faces that people make when children are unruly and parents are not correcting them. So they're giving them the looks, and the father is oblivious. He has no idea what is happening. Okay. And slowly, after a point, this particular observer, he realized this is not happening. So he went to the father and said, excuse me, do you realize that your children are making a lot of noise and disturbing the other people? The father just just looked around as if he woke up from a slumber. So, excuse me. Yeah, and then he reacted. He said, "Are they?" So he said, "Yeah. I mean, look at the way they're disturbing the other people. Can't you do something about it? Can't you control your kids?" So he said something. He said, "You know what? We're just coming from the hospital, and we just realized we just got the news a couple of minutes ago that their mother has expired. Now, I myself don't know how to deal with it, and obviously they don't know how to deal with it either, right?" So the whole point of the story is that when we talk about emotions, when we talk about um, how to deal with emotions, there are a lot of things that's been taught to us. We've been guided right from the beginning. Excuse me, please. But there are some things that we learn on the go. We don't know how it is. We don't know how to handle things. So there are 2 ways we learn. One, on the job, one, trial and error. And then there is another way where we are told by our parents, our teachers, our surroundings, whoever is there, our relatives, that this is how you behave when you go for a function. This is how you go. Um, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Please excuse us. So, this is how we are. So, when we talk about emotional intelligence, we will always come across a certain situation, a certain area where we are not familiar. We are always learning. We are learning how to deal with ourselves. We are learning how to deal with our emotions where other people are concerned. So, the 5 components that generally people talk about when we talk about emotional intelligence, and mind you, today, emotional intelligence is more weightage than your intelligence quotient. And that, coming from a corporate scenario, area, I can tell you that that's more valuable, because when you have people rising up the ladder, when you have people going up in the management area, it is very important to connect with people, because at the end of the day you're dealing with people, right? So this is a good time and place where we can talk about emotional intelligence. Everybody is awakening to the fact that it is important to express, it is important to understand oneself, it is important to know what we are going through. So, coming back, the 5 components of emotional intelligence: self awareness. What is self awareness? I'm not going to tell you this. You have sat through these sessions and you have to tell me this. What is self awareness? What do we understand by self awareness? Or let me put it the other way around. What are you all feeling? Wonderful. IQ, I understand myself. That's Dr.
self
Anbaragan. Yes.
self management. I have to
Self,
manage myself faster than to manage others. Self awareness, self management.
wonderful. Right. But first
It's a
is
ability,
awareness.
myself unplugging, ma'am. It's the ability to
Yes.
identifying our own feeling and those of others.
Yes. So first is ourselves. See,
Yes.
before we
Yes, ma'am.
look at other people, first is ourselves. Right now, what am I feeling? Can you all just close your eyes? You're in a forum. You have about 20 people in this forum. Right now, are you able to place the finger on the pulse of what you're feeling? Right now, what are you feeling? If you can place, if you can describe what you're feeling right now, you've got the hang of what self-awareness is. I can tell you what I'm feeling right now. Let me start with me. Okay, right now I'm feeling, why is everybody quiet? Okay, am I saying the right things? Are we heading the right direction? Is this how um, a discussion is going? Are we going in the right direction? So these are the feelings. And I'm also happy at the same right now, I'm having a lot of mixed feelings. I'm happy to see that there are so many well read and very eminent people sitting here, and I'm actually feeling very honored. So these are the feelings that I'm feeling right now. It's a lot of awareness. I'm overwhelmed by the fact that so many people considered worthy attending this session and just being here. So this is part of my self-awareness. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm feeling at the moment. So what are you all feeling at this moment? What is awareness that you have? I see Dr. Manor Selvi saying that yes, ma'am. Is it in agreement of what I said, or what is it, doctor? And I would say that you can speak in whichever language is comfortable for you. I see a lot of people, predominantly, I think we have people from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Am I right? Okay. So, Sweetie was one person who responded to the queries. Sweetie, if I may, what are you feeling at this moment? Sweetie? Okay. Would anybody like to share what you're feeling at this moment? Wonderful. So Surat Naik says, I'm peaceful. I'm feeling at peace. So this is one
Madam,
awareness. Yes,
madam,
please. Yes, yes.
I feel I have a very open mind right now, receptive to hear from a good speaker like you. Okay, I feel
I'm
that
so
openness is felt in my mind right now.
I'm
I'm
so
eager to
happy to
listen.
hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. So
Welcome, welcome. Ma'am.
yes. So there are people who are saying, I'm peaceful. Surat says, I'm peaceful. We have, uh, madam, what's your name, please? I'm not sure if I can
Beenu,
pronounce it.
Beenu,
Bindu.
Beenu.
Binu.
I'm telling the
So
second part of my name. I'm Beenu.
yes, yes, yes. I was not sure which one was your first name. So Binu ma'am has said she's feeling very open-minded to be here. Can we have more sharing? You have to understand, if unless we learn to share, we are all aware what happens when we stand in front of 30 to 60. The numbers vary depending upon the colleges. They are students looking up to you. They idealize you. For them, you are leaders. They don't know. It has always been, whenever it comes to a student teacher relationship, a graduate or a professor relationship, there is always a feeling of looking up to you. You are their ideals. They idealize you. So if we have to connect with them, we want, okay, what to share and how to share. What I'm if I have to connect with you, I have to know what you're feeling right now. At the same time, if I have to connect with my students, I need to know where they are at the moment. Are they happy to be in my session? Are they're just not interested? Where are we? Where do I start? That's where awareness comes, and that is how we connect awareness with our sessions, right? So a little pointers when you ask same thing in your class, you will find different people sitting in your class, right? And some people will say, ma'am, can we please start tomorrow, or can we do it today? Can we start with this session? Some people would want some other information. There are a lot of things that happen. So now, since you all come with a very, very rich experience, I would like you to share how this awareness and this emotional intelligence has helped you to connect first with the students. How does it help? Let's make it hands on. Let's make it practical. Let's make it very doable, something that we can take back to our session and connect. So, how do we break the ice? Asking their names, wonderful. We can start by asking their names. That's one way. Is that it? I want all of you to keep thinking. Do not stop thinking. I'm sure by the end of this talk, you will get comfortable, and then we will just have a discussion.
Use
Whatever you
their
want to
names
share.
and giving examples, ma'am. Getting to know the names and using their names and giving the examples in classes.
Examples. Wonderful. That's very nice. Could you give us one instance how you do that?
No, normally I take accounts paper for my students. So
Mhm.
whenever I give the narrations, transactions, and all these things, I use the names of the class students so that they get a connect with the problem. Okay, so it is that so and so Mr. Ajit commenced business. Ajit will be one of my class student. So purchase goods from Anand. So Anand will be one of the student. Okay, paid salaries, and then goods sold to Ramya. So Ramya would be one of the student. So when all are roped inside this problem, they get a connect to it. They understand the problem. Okay, so it's knowing the names and giving them as examples or having a connect with them or roping them into the class gives a sense of connectivity.
Absolutely. And it does another thing. It does, along with giving them a sense of being part of something bigger, it also gives them that personal attention. Like, okay, Beenu ma'am has remembered my name. So my name is worth remembering, right? So that connect, it gives immense pleasure to a student, that instead of saying, hey, you there with a red shirt, or you with a check shirt, okay, when you call them by name and you say that, Ramesh, can you answer this question? Or when you say, Sindhu, sitting in the corner, could you please answer this question? The connect that you make, the personal connect. I definitely agree. It's not possible to remember all the names all the time. But if you can manage to do that, that itself breaks the ice. The student feels comfortable. They feel like they can share with you. Okay. So that's a wonderful tip, Beenu ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing.
Pleasure is
Anybody?
mine.
Anybody else would like to share? This is a wonderful tip. Dr. Ansari, would you like to share something? You can please use the chat also, no issues. Okay. So I think we've talked about self awareness, and then somebody here said self management. You can only manage yourself when you're aware of what you're feeling at this moment. If you're not aware of what you're feeling, there is nothing to manage, right? But most of the time, I'm sure we've come across people who say, I am not yelling, and they're actually yelling. Okay, I'm not angry with you, I'm talking to you, but I'm not angry with you. The voice, the tone, the body language, everything shows just the opposite. But when you ask the person, they're aware of what they're feeling, and they think that they are managing themselves very well, but that is not the case. So once we know self awareness, we know our strengths and weaknesses, we know how we react to situations, then comes to the management, how we manage this emotions that's coming out. How do we go about controlling it? How, how, and trust me, being in this teaching profession, I'm sure there'll be many times when you're pushed to the limits and you have to control yourself and just take a deep breath and say that, okay, this is how I'm going to react to this situation. Has anybody experienced that? You all deal with a lot of students. So I'm sure at some point, and you have so many years experience, at some point, you must have reached that level where you're like, no, this is not what I thought it's going to be. And this is making me angry, or this particular person's question is irritating, or how do I handle this person? Have you can you share some situations like that, please?
You want them to share some cases like the students who are disturbing, or
Exactly.
yes,
Yes. So
yes.
how do you deal with such things? So there will be nowadays students are very smart. You know, they do their homework before they come to the class, and knowledge is now at fingertips. Everybody has everything, tip of the more, you know, they just have it at their fingertips. So how do you deal with this? How do you deal with somebody who comes and said, I know more than you? And they keep questioning you, they keep pushing you to the limits.
We ignore it.
Ignore it?
We take
Anybody
it as
else?
such, because students are always students.
Right. But before, I mean, how was the interaction? So is this Dr. Priyadarshini who's talking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So Dr. Priyadarshini, let's do a role play then, if it's okay with you. I'm the over smart student. Okay. I'm the
Okay.
one who is asking you questions, and you deal with me. You take charge of me. So, which is the topic that we will talk about?
Sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat it?
I said, let's pretend that you're taking a session, okay? And I will
Okay.
be the student that is, I know it all attitude kind of student. Now you
Okay.
deal with me, so we will have a small role play here.
Okay. So
Okay.
you are the student, and
Yes.
like you're telling me you know everything.
Yes.
Yes.
So, which is the
So
topic you're going to
as
take?
okay, emotional intelligence.
Okay. Fine.
So okay. So good morning, students. So let's start today's class with the topic, which is emotional intelligence. So hope do you have any idea what is emotional intelligence?
Yes, ma'am, it's there. I read about this. There is this book Daniel Goleman has written. Everything about emotional intelligence was there. I read it during the vacation, ma'am. I know all
Oh,
about emotional intelligence.
oh, really, really superb. I really appreciate you. So, what do you think is emotion? Let us, before understanding emotional intelligence, so you can share your idea. What is emotions?
What we feel, ma'am, everybody feels something. So what we feel is emotion. That is emotion. And I can tell you, it is all sometimes, trial and error and all that. It's all there in that book. There are different kinds of emotions. But
Okay,
I really feel that emotional intelligence, better than that is intelligence. That's what matters,
okay,
right? Ultimately,
yeah.
I'm going to be working. Emotions and all, ma'am, it will come, it will go.
Yeah. Okay. So good. I appreciate your thoughts. But you already said you have read Daniel Goleman, and you know he's an expert. Definitely, when a person like him has worked on it with us, there are some few things to be discussed. So, as you say, intelligence is very much needed for success of life. I would like to touch upon like how this intelligence could be paired with emotion. So, shall we start the discussion in such a way?
Wonderful, ma'am. So this is how I was trying to be this over smart student who was trying to, I know this. It is always better to acknowledge. This is exactly what Dr. Ma'am Priyadarshini ma'am has done. She's just given me the credit. She said, yes, you have learned something, you have taken initiative, wonderful, but can we get back to the session? There are two ways she could have done that. She could have said, Lata, not now. I will answer your questions later, okay? I know you have questions. You can keep it. I will answer your questions later. She chose not to do that. Had she done that, I would never ask a question again to her, right? So, this is where I'm sure when she started off the session and when I butted in and I kept passing my comments, she wasn't comfortable. The flow was disrupted. Yet, very patiently,
Yes.
very nicely, very, giving me due credit, she took on the session. That is when you're one step higher from self awareness. You have learned how to self regulate. So I'm feeling irritated at the moment. My student has interrupted my session. My student is trying to take the limelight from me. Yet I am going to take it calmly, take a deep breath, and say that that is okay. I'm going to deal with it calmly. So this is self regulation. Second, the third point, if we have nothing else to share, I'm still waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
For people to share. I'm
Yes,
sure we
please.
have a reservoir here, but I don't understand why people are not speaking up because it would be awesome if you can share. I can learn so much from you too. Navneet,
Yes.
Navneet Kumar Shukla. Uh, Sir, can you please share what your thoughts are on um, self regulation in the classroom? You all don't have to come on cam if that's not very comfortable. That's fine. But can we hear you, please? Navneet, sir?
Sir, dear participants, kindly participate in the session. We request your participation very much. Hemanth, sir,
Okay.
can you?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, Hemanth sir has joined. You can.
Yes,
Hemanth sir, can you? Yes,
yeah, sure. Am I audible?
Yes,
yes
yes.
sir.
Yes. As Dr. Priyadarshini was taking up the session and you have acknowledged it, it's very fine, man. See, as for me, if you could take self-regulation as first let the students come out of their points. So they just want to prove themselves something good in the class, like heroes and heroines. Let us give an opportunity for them because this is the age for them, whatever they have learned. And there are some students who want to test the faculty as much.
Yes.
Okay, and they want to prove themselves smart. Give them a round of applause. It's good that he had done it. Very fine. And as you said, that anything else you would like to add more on it. And there will
Yes. That's a wonderful thought, Hemant, sir. And let me also tell you that when
because
you
students in this age want to
sorry.
express themselves. No, you can hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. I
Yes,
think we lost
yes.
you in between.
Okay. Now, students in this age, they just want to express themselves very much to impress others in the class. So, if
Yes.
you could give some opportunity for them, they'll be happy. Okay, at some point of time, they become bankrupt also with their points, and we shouldn't put them down. We have to just motivate them, and after that, we can say that I have got some more points to add with up, so that it will be good. If you could know, already you have said about 3 or 4 points. I can add few more points. It is a learning experience for both of us, so that they'll be happily listening to us and note down the points as well. And we have to open up their mind to come out with the questions, because simply they just sit in the class and nod their heads and pretend as if they are listening, and we will be taken away like.
You
So
are
them,
so bang on target.
this is
Yes.
just my point of view from my understanding, ma'am.
No, you have said it beautifully. Anybody else who would like to add to what Hemant sir has said?
Thank you, Hemanth sir. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are wonderful points. Just to add on to what Hemant sir has said, first is what we consider when we walk into the session. What do we think of ourselves? Okay, are we there just to download, or are we there to create people who can utilize the knowledge that we share with them? So here is where the difference comes. When we are creating people who can utilize or apply the knowledge that you have shared, you will appreciate and encourage questions. Like Hemant sir said, they will become bankrupt at the moment after a point, but that is not the end. That is not a bad thing. Questioning is not bad. Encouraging questions is not bad. But we have to be very aware of our responsibilities. you we do it day in and day out, right? We come every day, we teach, we go in this whole mundane daily routine. Sometimes we forget the kind of responsibility that lies in your hands. You're shaping a country, you're shaping a generation. It is immense responsibility, right? So when we are out there, we are representing a citizen of our country. They look up to us, they see us, they learn from us. So when we encourage people to question status quo, when we encourage people to not to just say yes without thinking, we are also we are also creating. Now you all are engineering colleges and management colleges professors. You're also creating innovators. You're also creating creative people who are going to take this knowledge and apply it, and then make the society better as a whole. So when people question us in the class, it's a good sign. I would say take it as a positive sign. Take it, encourage them, make them think, disrupt their thinking. I mean, I don't know how much freedom we have with the syllabus, but I would say disrupt. Disruption is the key word of the day. Tell them, why not this? Why not that? Okay, you know about this topic. Wonderful. Why can't we do it this way? Why can't we do it that way? Why not this way also? So when you start challenging the status quo and when you start encouraging people to break the barriers, you are creating, without your knowledge, you are creating innovators, you are creating inventors, you are creating people who are going to break the convention and start something new. And this power lies in you, in every single person sitting here. But then it depends upon how you view yourself. We can either get we can get overwhelmed by the questions that we are asked, and we can take it as a challenge, or we can see it as a positive sign that yes, we got a generation which thinks, we got a generation that's raring to go, we've got a generation of creators. So once we know what we are feeling and we can regulate it, we can change the way students perform in the class. You can do wonders. And every student who has done wonder has a professor or a teacher behind them. They say every successful man has a woman. I would say every successful man has a teacher who understands, a teacher who empathizes, a teacher who's there, whom you can reach out when it's required. So this is our self regulation. Then comes motivation. How do you, day in and day out, come and sit and take sessions? The same topic sometimes multiple times. How do you do that? How do you do that? This is my question to all of you. How do you get up and say that today I am going to make a difference? How is it? How does your day begin? How do you start your day? How do you motivate yourself? Please, you can also use the chat box. Like I said, that's fine.
So you are asking the participants like how we motivate, that is how we
Ourselves.
go for a self motivation.
Exactly. How do I get in? See, after a point, any job becomes routine. We wake
Yes.
up, we get dressed, we come. But how do I feel the energy? There are two ways of doing our job. One, when you wake up and you feel tired already. Even on Monday morning, when you look into the mirror and say that, oh my God, it's Monday. Now I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to go. Then either something is missing. Where is that energy we bring? But if we are going to go to the class like this, it is going to reflect on the students as well. And then it's like a vicious circle. It goes, it just gets transformed. But just the opposite. When we go with full energy, when we say, yes, today is the day I'm going to make a difference. Today is the day I'm going to do something differently. Today is the day I'm going to reach out and do something differently for somebody in the class. You see that that energy is translated in your sessions also. You can actually feel it. So my question is, how do we maintain this? It's easier said than done. Trust me. It's easy to say that I'm motivated every day, I'm high on energy every day, but it's practically there are challenges. So how do we go about motivating ourselves on a daily basis? How do we do this? How do you do this?
So Surat Nayak sir has answered, if I am passionate, I can motivate myself and others.
Wonderful. Yes, Surat sir. One is your passion, which is undying. It is there. It's like that light that can never be, taken away from you. It's not dependent on external factors. Wonderful answer. How I'm still waiting for people to pitch in. So we have Vaneeta. I see a lot of people actually.
Madam, can I share something from my feeling?
Definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
regarding passionate, see, I never feel tired of taking 2 hours, 3 hours classes also. Because if I love that, I have so many things in my mind. If I love I cannot. So anybody who loves cooking can do hours together, never feel tired. Anybody can cook for 30 minutes, they can feel tired. It is all depends on our mindset. If you have something passion for that, we go on doing and go on. We can be role model for others also. So that is what I feel. I never feel tired of doing anything which I like. Otherwise, something I do not like, I may feel tired after 10 minutes. That is what I feel. To motivate, first I have to motivate myself, then I have to motivate others.
Wonderful. Definitely. I absolutely agree with you, Naik sir. Because unless I enjoy what I do, it's not going to reflect in what I do. It has to be what I live for, what I believe in. It has to be what motivates me to get up and get dressed and come out here every day. Your subject should be your passion. Your subject should be what you eat and breathe and talk 24 by 7, whatever it might be. It could be anything. It could be accounting. It could be a technical topic, any other thing. So I'm totally with you. Yes, that's very important. Second, motivation is how we motivate ourselves is first we have to be clear on why are we here in the first place. Why did I choose teaching as a profession? What is my intention in being a professor? That if you are clear, that takes a bit of thinking, analyzing. What is the purpose of me being a teacher? What is the purpose of me being a professor? What do I want to gain at the end of the day? What is my mission in life? So we say that company should have vision, mission. I would also say that individually we also should have our vision and mission. What makes me tick? What drives me? What do I believe in? What is my value system? Does it match with what I do? That's very important. It is so important. So that when it matches, automatically you don't have to get up. It is not a struggle. It's smooth transition from what you do. And it just doesn't feel, I mean, I'm talking here, but I love connecting with people and I just don't feel tired. I mean, this is something that keeps me ticking. And after this session, I can go for another session and I'll feel equally happy being there, because I do believe that even if we make a 1% change in somebody, 1%, I'm not looking at big numbers, somewhere if we can touch our thought process, this change the way a person thinks, we have succeeded in what we have done, right? So that motivation is what keeps you going, what keeps you progressing. And that is again comes from self-awareness, self-regulation, and then motivation, right? And then we have something called empathy. What is empathy? I mean, this is one word I've heard so many times. Many people have said empathy, you have to be empathetic. What is empathy?
Understanding people from their point of view, ma'am.
Understanding people from their point of view. Is it enough?
Putting,
Stepping into others' shoes.
yeah, putting
Hmm.
yourself into other shoes.
Putting yourself into other people's shoes and seeing where the shoe bites. Yes. And what else? What else is empathy?
And
How
then
can
providing
you?
them with shoe pads.
Yes, yes. Because
Yes.
you need to wear that. That one empathy. Is it similar to sympathy? Is there a difference between empathy and sympathy?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it?
Sympathy is, we say, oh, it happened. Oh, it happened. That is sympathy. Empathy is, uh, we feel, yeah, it is very painful. Yeah, I feel it. So That is empathy.
Okay, I'll give
Being
that to you.
sympathetic is we acknowledge it, but empathetic is we express that we are able to feel the pain or feel the feelings of someone.
Now, this difference in empathy and sympathy, which is better as a professor, as a teaching faculty? Which should we have, sympathy, empathy? Which will serve us better? Should we be empathetic? Should we be sympathetic?
Empathetic.
See, all of you are taking online sessions now, right? All of you, I'm
Yes,
sure all of you are taking online sessions, and all your trainees or your students will be online like this. I'm sure you can empathize with me right now when you know exactly what I feel when I ask a question and I only get silent. This is
yes, ma'am.
empathy. This is empathy. Like, I'm sure you understand perfectly well what I'm trying to do here, and you understand that because you've been there, you've seen it, you've experienced it, you know exactly how it feels. So that maybe I can quote as empathy. And I have Sweetie giving me an answer. Sympathy is I know how you're feeling. Empathy is I understand the pain of feeling. Wonderful. Uh, Empathy is something that we have to live with, and the more you show, the better people, the more approachable you become. This is very important to understand. It is not one-off thing. You can't just show empathy in just like how you show sympathy. You go say, "Oh, I'm sorry, too bad," and then you walk off. That is the difference between sympathy and empathy. Empathy is an ongoing process. You are there till the end. So when you are empathetic, now let's connect it with our students. When we are empathetic to our students, we should be able to understand the challenges they face, the kind of roadblocks they face in their day to day understanding of things. It could be language, it could be just that they just cannot comprehend what we are trying to say. So when we start taking sessions with empathetic mindset, what we will do is we say one example, not understood, we will try another, we will try different methods to get people to understand. And we have to empathy, I mean, you cannot be in a teaching profession and not be empathetic. That's just, it's like saying I'm alive but I don't breathe, you know. It is as intrinsic to a teacher as to anybody else. So empathy, feedback, okay, somebody's asking for the feedback link. Yes. So this is what empathy is all about. And then finally we have social skills. So if you can be aware of yourself, you can regulate yourself, then you can motivate yourself, and you're empathetic person, you are a person that people will want to be with. You will be the center of any activity. People will want to talk to you because they know you will understand. People will come and they can express their feelings because they know that you will not react, you will respond. Okay. It's very easy to react though. Even a slight flicker, a look on your face is reaction. You need not say anything, right? So once we get these four components of EI, the fifth component, that is the social skills, fall in place by default. It's like the last, the last key in a puzzle. It just fits in because everything else is in place. So I think we are coming to the end of the session. Uh, I've had empathy can be understood. Yes, Naik sir, empathy can be felt. You have to. So it's as simple as this. I had seen a video, and I will end my session with that. I had seen a video about empathy. Mm, there is this one boy, and I'm sure some of you might have seen it also. There's this boy who comes late to class every time. Every time. So what he does is he comes late, he stretches out his hand, the teacher hits him. He just looks at his teacher quietly, not a word. He goes and sits in place. That's it. This happens multiple times till one day the teacher, sees him before class. So he's seeing his watch and he sees that this boy is pushing his mother, who is a who is an invalid. She's paralyzed from neck down. He's pushing her to a care center and then coming to the class. So every time this teacher had assumed that it was carelessness and lack of discipline and sheer disregard for authority, this boy was going and uh, taking his mom to a care center. This changed the whole perspective of the teacher. So the next day, when the student comes, the teacher gives him the ruler and says, "Now it's your turn." So it is just that sometimes we do a lot of things um, you know, without knowing what that person has gone through to be there. Every single person sitting here today, you have had your own challenges. I cannot judge you. I cannot pass any comments. I cannot say this is good or bad unless I have lived your life in your shoes. So that's um, that's the end of the session. And I must say, all those people who participated, including Dr. Priyadarshini ma'am, thank you so much. It's been wonderful. Just knowing that, you have taken time off from your schedule. I'm sure it's not been easy for you all to take time off and come here. Thank you so much. If there are any questions that you would like to ask, I think I will be available here, or you can even connect with me on a one-on-one basis. I'm sure Dr. Priyadarshini would be happy to share my number and
Yeah, sure,
other
ma'am.
details with you. Any
Yeah.
questions? Anybody?
Any
Anything?
questions? Thank you, ma'am. Very wonderful session. As like your testimonial said, you are very much like very cool with so much of patience. So it is true. It was so. So
Thank you so
yeah,
much, ma'am.
yeah, nice session delivered with a note of empathy towards the teacher. So you didn't just say what is empathy. You delivered it with lot of empathy. You empathized every participants. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. And it was very nice to be a participant, listening from you, and we had a lot of takeaways.
You've been
So
very
there is
kind as usual, ma'am.
yeah, no, ma'am. Thank you. So the pleasure is ours.
Thank you
Excellent
so much.
session. Yes, ma'am. So
Thank you. Thank you so much for your feedback, Naik sir. You've been an excellent participant
yes,
yourself.
thank you, sir. Yes.
We can believe people or not, ma'am. Okay, there is one question. I
Tamilarsi
think
ma'am has asked.
yes. We can believe
Yes.
people or not. I like to answer this very simply in one sentence. No matter how many bad experiences you might have had with people, I always believe that some good always exists, and that is why we are where we are and what we are. So benefit of doubt should be given to everybody. I would say, go ahead, believe people till they prove that they cannot be believed anymore. Please do not disbelieve anybody at the outset. Give them ample opportunities. We are human, we make mistakes, so that's fine. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to go out there and, you know, do trial and error. So I hope I answered your question. Trust till it trusts, all deserve a chance. Yes, that's a wonderful way of summing it up. Yes, trust till it trusts.
Nice.
Yes,
Best.
that's
Yes.
wonderful. Yes.
Yes.
So please don't stop. If you people stop believing, what is left in this world? If professors and teachers stop believing, we have nothing else left. So you people should be the last people who should stop believing. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
And I would like to add a note that you made us feel proud that we are teachers. So your session has enlightened us, and to be very honest, I feel more motivated. I'm in a profession where I influence so many, and as you said, we bring more innovators.
Yes.
And the final note also you ended, when we don't believe on people, there is no one else to believe others. Yeah, sure, ma'am. We'll take all the notes from you, and hope everyone has taken it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for a wonderful session. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much, ma'am.
much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll take your leave now. Thank you
Yeah,
all. Thank
please.
you so
Yes, ma'am.
much. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, thank you all. Thank you, participants. And today we have session today at 4 o'clock, and we have two trainers joining us, Bharati Kumaria and Sitaram sir. So they are running their training consultancy in Mumbai, and they are trainers for EI. They connect a lot of program on EI, stress management, and self development. So it will be a very, very wonderful session. Kindly join us for the afternoon session, and try to your best. Please try to participate in these sessions. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mano. Vignesh, we can wind up the meeting, Vignesh.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.